So, once again, I'm happy to welcome you all to the Zoho Creator Learning Table series. To talk about Learning Table series, this is a month on month session which is held at the first Thursday of the month. In this series, we usually take an industry, discuss about all the automations needed for that particular industry, and also we will talk about how Creator can be made as a solution in order to provide that automation. So, in that flow, this month we are going to talk about Zoho Creator for education industry. So we'll be talking about how Creator can be made as a solution or application to provide major automations in this education industry. So before I move on into the session, let me introduce myself. This is my Preeti Venkatesh, and I'm going to be the today's session trainer. And also, we have few housekeeping rules to be followed during the session. All the attendees in the session will be on mute. Please post your questions in the question tab, which is available in the left corner of your screen. And don't worry, a recording of the session will be sent to all the registrants. And please make sure to participate in the polls and the surveys that are going to be conducted during or after the session. So this is all about the housekeeping rules I wanted to discuss about. Now let's move on into the actual part of the session. Agenda. So in this session, we'll be discussing about a few pointers like first, introduction to Zoho Creator. What is Zoho Creator? And about the industry that we took for today's session will be covered in this introduction part. And second, there are major processes that needs automation in this education industry. So in the second pointer, we will be discussing about what are those major processes that needs automation. And in the third pointer, we will be discussing about something called as application process flow. That is, we have built an application on top of Creator to provide this process automations. So we'll be discussing about the application flow used to build that application. And as the fourth pointer, we'll discuss about the features that are used to enhance the working model of the application built. And finally, we will see the live demonstration of the application. We will discuss about few extended use cases. We will summarize the session and close it out. So this is going to be the agenda with which we will be driving you people throughout the session. Now let's start from the first pointer, that is introduction. So here there might be some people who are new to Zoho Creator. So now I'll be giving you a quick overview about what is Zoho Creator. So Zoho Creator is a low-code application building platform that helps us to build customized application just by using the drag and drop option and a little amount of coding. So this is not only an application building platform, but it is a combination of application building, business intelligence, enhanced analytics, seamless integrations in just one platform. This helps us to create or streamline the entire productivity of a business just on the single steps, just on few steps. So on the right side, you could see an image that denotes that Zoho Creator can be made as a solution or can fit into any type of industry to process it, to automate certain processes in that industry. So in this month, as I said before, we are going to talk about education industry. So as you all know, education is the process of training some people. There will be a set A people who will be providing the training or teaching, and there will be another set of people who will be learning something from the trainings or teachings that has been provided. So these two sets, these things are happen in an educational setup or in an educational institute. So this is going to be termed as education industry. So there are major processes that needs automation in this education industry. So what we will do is in the next part, we will discuss about the major processes that needs automation in this education industry. So the processes such as administrative management, that is maintaining the facilities of the university, or managing the admission of the students, recruiting the faculties, all these admin level actions are one of the major process that needs automation in this industry. And second is going to be the curriculum planning. That is, once the student is admitted and the faculties are ready, we have to prepare a curriculum, the courses that we are going to offer to the students in this second process, curriculum planning, along with the schedules that we need to provide to the students and the faculties. This is one of the major process that needs automation. And third is going to be the library management. Obviously, if it is a small institute or a big institute, the management of the books is one of the major thing that needs automation. Not only the books management, but also the transaction of the books between the students and the library are also one of the major process that needs automation in this industry. And next, fourth pointer is going to be the transportation management and the hostel management. Let's say that I'm managing a university. There will be certain set of students who will be traveling from their hometown to the university every day, and there will be another set of people who will be requesting us to provide accommodation for them to stay within the campus. So we need to manage both of them. So automating both these processes also plays a major role in this industry. And last is going to be the placement assistance. That is, once the student completes his course, we need to help him to get placed in the right institute or the right organization by providing some placement trainings, counselings. So if you want to automate that certain processes, we can make use of this placement assistance process automation. So these are the few major automations that needed in the education industry. So why I'm talking about this? So for today's session, we have picked up few of these processes and we have automated with the help of Creator as a solution. So that's what we are going to discuss in this application process flow. We have already built a full working application for few processes in the previous slide. We will be discussing about the process flow used to build that application in this part. So before I talk about the process flow, I want to set some ideas about something called as application category. So every time when if we build an application on top of Creator, those application falls under any one of these four categories or a combination of any of these four categories. So the first category is going to be the application tool. Sorry, internal tool. That is, if I'm trying to build an application for the internal users, that is to use within an organization or within a team, like task management, project management, those types of application comes under this category, internal tool. And second category is going to be portal based application. Let's say that I'm just going to build an order management application with the help of Creator. So I need to provide external access of my application to the vendors or the suppliers or even the customers to place the order. So whenever I try to give an external user access of my application, that application comes under the category portal based application. And next is core system. If I'm trying to build a big application with small processes in it, for example, when I take an education system, I need to automate few many processes like library, hostel, transportation. So if I'm just trying to combine all these processes under a single application, then that application comes under the category core system. And at last, we have something called as extended Zoho or third party application. For example, if I'm trying to integrate my Zoho Creator application with any of my third party application to push and get data, then that application comes under the category Zoho, extended Zoho or third party application. So these are the four categories all the application we build falls under. So for today's session, we are going to discuss about education management as a core system. So every time we build an application on top of Creator, there are four major steps to be followed. The first step is ideation. So if let's say that I'm going to build an application for education management. First, I need to create the ideation, the process I'm going to automate, and the requirements, the modules I needed to build that application, and forms I needed to build that application, and what are the automations I'm going to provide in that our application. The entire requirement gathering are captured under the first step, ideation. Second step is going to be once the requirements are gathered, next step is actual building. So we need to start building the application according to the ideation that we have created in the first step. So once the application building is done, then we need to deploy the application, and then after deployment, we can manage the application. So in today's session, we have already built an application. That's what we are going to showcase in the live demo. So what we will do is we will just first learn about what are the ideations that are used to build that application that we are going to see in today's session. So let's talk about the process. Since education management is a core system category, comes under the core system category, let's see what are the processes that are automated under this single term education management. So the first process that we have automated is curriculum planner. That is how we are going to manage the courses that we are going to offer, how we are going to schedule the courses and share it among the faculties and the students. All these things comes under the process academic planner. This is going to be the first process. The second process is faculty management. That is, so for each and every department we will be having a faculty, and we have to manage share the schedules that has been created to the faculty, manage their attendance, leave tracking system. So those things are done under the second process, faculty management. And third process is going to be library management. So managing the books inventory and the transaction is done in this particular process. And fourth, hostel management, providing accommodations and allocating the proper room for the students is automated under this process. And fifth is going to be the event management. Manage creating an event and helping the students to register for the event within the application. So these are the five processes that we are going to that we have automated in the application you are going to see. In this stage, I'm going to call all these processes as modules. Module 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's talk in detail about what is the process flow used to complete all these modules. Let's start from the curriculum planner. In order to build a curriculum planner, first we need the list of academic years for which we are going to create the planner. So for each and every academic year, we have a set of semester, hot semester, even semester, and the duration of the semester. For each and every academic year, we have a set of semester stored in this semester module. So after that, we have to store all the departments that we are going to offer to the students, and then we have to recruit and store the information about the faculties for each and every department. So these are the master details that we needed for the curriculum planner. And next comes the important thing, course. Depending upon the department and the type of the semester, we have to create the list of courses that we are going to offer to the students. So once the course list is created, depending upon the availability of the faculty and the course details, we will be creating the schedules, and we will circulate the schedules with the students and the faculties. So this is the process flow used in this first module, curriculum planner. Our next module is going to be faculty management. So in the previous module itself, for each and every department, we created the faculties. And for each and every faculties, we have also created the schedules. And next is going to be the faculty's attendance and the leave tracking. So these three things will be managed under this faculty management module. Our next module is going to be library management. So when I talk about library management, first thing comes to mind is the books database. So we need to store all the books information, their availability status in this module, and about all the students for each and every department who has been enrolled into our university in the students module. And we need to manage the transaction between the library books and the students that we have collected. So this is going to be the very simple flow that is used in this library management module. Next comes the hostel management. Similarly, for hostel management, first thing is we need the hostel location, the capacity of the hostel, and the rooms that are available in the hostel. So once all these details are captured and stored in the hostel rooms, we will check what are the students that have asked for the accommodation. So once the students list also collected, then we will allocate the right room with the right student. So this is the process flow involved in this hostel management module. And at last, we are going to discuss about event management. So as an admin or the head of the department, I can create events using this events form. So every time I create an event, we have to announce it as an announcement to the students. So once the student receives the announcement, he can just register for the event using the registration form we are going to give. And post registration, they can attend the event. So this is the process flow used in this event management module. So I've set a clear example about the entire process flow that is used to build this application. Now let's discuss about the features that are used to enhance the application before we see the live demo. So when I talk about features, we have used few highlighting features like the combined reports. So if I want to see all the related blogs under a single view, for example, let's take the department. When the HOD, head of the department, clicks on the department module, so he has to see all the informations like the students that are allocated in the department, faculties that are working for the department, the schedule of the department semester wise in a single view. So if I'm trying to combine all the related blocks in a single view, I can use this feature combined reports. And then we have something called as HTML snippets. We have used this HTML snippets to create the interesting views for the timetable, and we have used the HTML and deluge to automate along with the customized view. So for that we have used this feature. And next feature we have used is the application themes. Every university or organization follows their own color brand or own fonts or logo that they want to apply to the application that they are building. So this application themes will help them to rebrand the application. And at last we have used something called as notification pan, so to receive the in-app notification for admins or any other users. So these are the few highlighting features that are used to enhance the working model of the application, which we are going to see in the live demo. Now let's move on to the next part, that is the live demonstration. So this is the application I was talking about, Campus Connect. So in this application, we have many modules like the master details, curriculum planner, faculty and student details, all these things. So let's start from the master details. That is the master database. So here I'm just storing all the faculty's information along with their departments. So as an admin, I can also get to see the timetable for each and every faculty. So if the admin just clicks on this particular timetable, he can get to see the entire timetable of that particular faculty. So if you want, he can just simply download this PDF and send it as an email or print it and give it to the faculties as well. So this table that you're seeing is created with the help of HTML snippet. We'll come to this later. So this is how the faculty database is managed. And next comes the student database. For each and every department, who are the students and their personal information, academic information, everything has been stored in this particular database. Next is the upcoming holidays. So every time when an admin announces an holiday, it will be getting reflected in this upcoming holidays module. Similarly, announcements. Every time when an admin makes an announcement, it will be getting displayed in this bulletin board. So this is all about the master details. Then comes the important thing, curriculum planner. So for the curriculum planner, I the academic year. For which academic year I'm going to set the curriculum planner. Next, the semesters. For each and every academic year, what are the semester and what is the duration of the semester will be stored in this particular module. And next, the courses. For each and every semester and the academic year, for each and every department, what are the courses that we are going to offer to the students. So those things will be displayed in this particular course details module. Next comes the actual departments module. All the departments that we have in our organization will be listed over here. And depending upon the courses and the faculty's availability, we will be scheduling the timetable in this timetable module. So simply if I just try to click on it, I can get to see the entire timetable for this particular department, biomedical department, for the entire week. So similarly, they can just download this and circulate it among the students and the faculties. This is how the PDF will look like. So this is all about the curriculum planner. We'll see in detail about each and everything in curriculum planner soon. Next comes the faculty and the student management. So whenever a faculty applies for the leave, that will get reflected in this module. From this place, the admin can approve or reject the leaves. And next is the faculty attendance. Every time when a faculty checks in and checks out, the total duration spent by the faculty along with the status of the faculty will be displayed in this module. It'll help the admins to see who has been in the organization and who has left early. Next is the very important thing, dashboards. So faculty dashboard. So we have created a single view of the entire things needed for the faculty to listen to. For example, they can just see their profile informations and edit their profile information, and clicking on this they can get to see their schedules for the complete week, and if they want to check their attendance, and if they want to apply for the leave, check for the upcoming holidays and the announcements, everything has been listed in this single dashboard itself. Also we have buttons to check in and check out, so I can just simply share this dashboard with my faculties and they can make use of the entire application just in this single page. Similarly, we have built the dashboard for the students as well. So where the students can get to see their profile information, depending upon the department and the current semester, the timetable is getting displayed, and similarly they can get to see the library books that has been that the transaction has been made between the library and the student, and they can get to see upcoming holidays and announcements just like the faculties. Similarly, we can share the student dashboard with the students in order for them to easily access everything and keep them connected with the campus. That's why this application is termed as Campus Connect. Let me close all these modules. And next we have the library management, event management, and hostel management. We will see in detail about while talking about the entire application process flow. So now let's start from the curriculum planner. So as I said before, in order to build a timetable or schedule a timetable, we need few things like the academic year, semester, department, course, and depending upon these four things, the timetable will be scheduled. Now let me try to add an academic year 2028 to 29. The academic year has been registered, and next comes the semester. For each and every academic year, what type of semester it is and what is the duration of the semester will be captured in this module. So let's choose 25 to 26, even semester, fourth semester, and it will be starting from, since it's 25, I need to go to the 25, April 4 to 25, December 31. So this is the fourth semester according to my record. So this is how I am capturing the semester information, and also we need the departments information. I'm just storing all the departments that we are offering to the students over here. Let me try to add a department, aerospace engineering. So this is how we are capturing the department's information, and depending upon the semester and the department, we need to create the list of courses that we are going to offer to the students. So let me try to add a course and show you. For the academic year 2027 to 8, for the first semester, and for the aerospace engineering, I'm going to offer a course called as flight dynamics, and the number of periods per week is going to be 5. So next comes the interesting part, allocating the faculties. So all the faculties names will be displayed in this lookup field. So every time if I want to allocate the flight dynamics to a particular faculty, I can apply it from here. So before I talk about this, let's talk about the faculty database as well. We already discussed about the faculty database. Let me try to add a faculty for this newly added department, aerospace engineering. So let's go with Kishore, and his personal phone number, gender, the previous his qualification and the previous experience, his personal address. These are the personal details I'm collecting for the faculties in my report. And then the image of the faculty. I'm just storing an image of the faculty, and then the work information like employee ID, the department. Let's say I'm just going to add him to the aerospace engineering department, and he is active. So this is how I'm just collecting the faculty's information. So just now I have added a faculty for the flight dynamics. So I need to refresh my screen in order for it to get reflected over here. Let me add it again, 27 to 28 for the first semester for the department aerospace engineering. The course name is flight dynamics, and the faculty I'm going to assign is the newly added faculty Kishore. So the timetable has not yet been allocated to him, so the status is yet to allocate now. So once I click on it, the course will get added. This is how we have added so many courses for the department and this semester. Now let's see how we are going to schedule or create the timetable for each and every courses. I'm going to show an example with the chemical engineering department for the first semester. For that, let me just allocate the staffs first. For the chemical engineering, let me allocate the newly added staff who was Kishore. And for the next literature, let me check for the literature staff and then we will add it. Let's try Sandy or Stiram. Stiram's timetable is full. Let's try Ifran. So I'm just going to add Ifran as the faculty for this chemical engineering. Similarly, let's go for the mathematics. Let me add a staff faculty for the mathematics as well. So let's go with Pooja Sri, Pooja Andrew. And at last we have environmental science. For the environmental science, let me go with Jack. So I'm just checking the availability of each and every faculty before assigning them. So it's not like only the chemical engineering staff faculty will be handling the chemical engineering courses, but if you see literature, mathematics, environmental science are common courses. So I'll be assigning faculties from the other departments as well for these common courses. So now for the chemical engineering, we have allocated the staffs and we have created the course list. Next, let's try to create a timetable for this chemical engineering department. So for this department, the academic year is going to be 27 to 28 and it's going to be the first semester. Now let's start adding the timetable. 27 to 28, the first semester, and the department is chemical engineering. So depending upon the department, if you see the course lists are getting filtered out. So this, I'm just performing this with the help of something called as dynamic pick list. I'm just filtering it out and appending it in this particular lookup field. Now let's start from the introduction to chemical engineering. Pooja Sri. So let me add for all the weeks. First, I'll check the availability of Pooja Sri. She is available around 10 to 11 a.m. So I'm just going to allocate that time for her. And next comes the process protocol. He is a newly added staff, so I can give him any time because his timetable will be empty for now. So now if you get to see if Kishore's timetable is empty because you have not allocated any schedule for him. So I'm going with 9 to 10. And next for the literature, Ifran. So Ifran also has so many schedules that has been packed up. So I need to check his availability as well. He is free around 1:30 to 2:30, so I'm just going to allocate that time to him. Next, at last, mathematics, Pooja. Let me check Pooja's availability before I give the timing. So Pooja's availability, she is available around 11:30 to 12:30. And at last, for the environmental science, Jack. So Jack also has a packed schedule. Let me go for the Jack schedule and see his availability. He's not available around 2:30 to 3:30. So I will just change Kishore's to 2:30 to 3:30 and his to 9 to 10. So now we have scheduled it. Once I click on the submit button, the timetable will get generated for this particular department, chemical engineering, for the first semester. So once I click on the view timetable, the entire timetable will be displayed over here. Similarly, if I go to the faculty's timetable, let me refresh and show you. This is the newly added faculty. We have allocated him with only one course around 2:30 to 3:30. So this is how we are generating the timetable. and we can just print it, as I said before, and circulate it among the students and the faculties. And very interesting part is, in the students dashboard and the schedules, depending upon their department and the current semester, the timetable will get displayed over here. And similarly, under faculty schedules, depending upon the department and the timetable generated for them, this will get scheduled. So if you can get to see a table, right? So this table is created with something called as HTML snippet. Let me show you that as well. So let me click on the time under pages. We have created so many pages. So this is the timetable page. So we have used something called as HTML snippet. In the left side, we have something called as snippets. Under snippets, we have CML, HTML, and embed. We have used this snippet where we have used the HTML to customize the views and deluge to automate certain processes in this HTML snippet. So this is how this timetable table is generated. Similarly, we have used the HTML snippet to create the upcoming holidays and the announcements card-like structure. So if you want to know in detail about how to create this HTML snippet, my co-trainer will be sharing the links. You can refer to that as well. So this is all about the curriculum planner that I wanted to discuss. Next comes the general. We'll discuss about the general module. In that we have the upcoming holidays. So every time when my admin tries to add an upcoming holiday, that is on 6th May, it's going to be a local holiday. 6th May was on Monday. So once I click on it, this upcoming holiday will get updated in the dashboards of both the students and the faculty. So you can get to see newly added holiday. And next, if the admin or in charge wants to make an announcement, for example, 6th May was the local holiday, right? So local holiday. So we can say that campus cleaning work will be handled. No entry is allowed. So they are just saying that there will be no one can enter the campus on that particular day. So if you want to attach any links or something, I can make use of it. Since it's going to be a general announcement, I'm just going to click on the submit button. So this announcement will get added in under the announcements module. So you can get to see for the local holiday 6th May, the campus cleaning work is going to be held. Similarly for the faculty as well, it will get reflected. So this is how we are managing the announcements. And next, let's move on into the interesting module, faculty management. So we discussed already about the faculty's database and also the faculty's dashboard. So I can simply share this dashboard for them to easily access it. Now let's discuss about the faculty's attendance. So from the faculty's dashboard, you can get to see I have logged in as Amelia Carroll into this particular dashboard. As Amelia, I can just check in for my to provide my availability. The checked in time along with the status will get displayed over here. And when Amelia checks out, the checkout time and the duration she was inside the organization will also be captured like this, and the status will be changed as checkout. So this is how we are managing the attendance. And also we can limit the access of this button under form level by within a single geolocation used with the form level actions. So this is all about the faculty attendance. Similarly, we have the faculty leave. So every time when the faculty applies for the leave, let's say that Amelia is going to apply for leave on 15th May till 16th May, 2 days of leave. It's a casual leave. She can apply for this leave and it will get notified to the admin. So admin can either approve it or reject it by adding the approval workflow. So this is all about the faculty management I wanted to showcase you. Next comes the student management, the students database. We already discussed about the student database. Let me try to add a student and show you what are the details I'm collecting on behalf of a student. So I'm just sectioning it out like the personal details of the students guardian details and the academic details of the students. Now let me try to add a student and show you. And the email address, their personal phone number, gender, the date of birth of the particular student, their personal address, and the image. So after that, for the guardian's information, we need to create the guardian's information. So I'm just creating the phone number of the guardian, the department they are in. Let's say that this particular student is from the aerospace department and he has been registered till just today, so I'm just giving the registration date as today's date. And next comes the important part, hostler. So this box will just decide whether we need to provide accommodation within the institute for the student or not. So this is like, say that he's a hostler. So if I check on it, I need to allocate a room for him and provide the complete accommodation. So the room has not been yet allocated, so I'm changing the status as yet to allocate. So these are the mandatory details I'm getting on behalf of the students. So once I click on it, the student will get added into my database. And we already discussed about the student's dashboard. So depending upon the login user ID, I just gave the access for a student named as Preeti Venkatesh for this particular dashboard. This person is from the CSE department, if you notice it. Preeti Venkatesh. When I click on the student detail, I can get to see all the informations like a complete overview, the department, transaction, and the allocation. And next, let's move on to the next module, that is library management. So as the library management, first I need the books database and a form to provide the issue and the return, that is the transaction, and the report of the transactions that has been made. Let me try to add a book and show you. ISBN number, the book title, and the cover image of the book, if any, and the author's name, and the available quantity of the book, and the status of the availability. So these are the basic information or mandatory information I'm collecting for the books database. So now we can get to see the book availability is 2, and the status is available. So I can issue this book to the students. So this is how we are managing the books database. And then we have the transaction form where I'll decide the issue and the return, that is providing the book to the student and getting the book back from the student. Let's try to issue a book to the newly added student Sai. So the transaction type today is going to take the book and he has to return it on Friday, 2 days of issue. And what are the books he's going to take and the status of the book. So when I choose the book named as Harry Potter, 3 books are available under my inventory. So I can give this book by stating that the book has been checked in. Similarly, let me try to give the Soul, the newly added book, checked in. So now if I try to allocate another book to the student, it will throw me an alert message stating that you have reached the maximum number of rows. That is, I can just provide 2 books to a particular student. If he wants to get another book, he has to return any one of the book to take the another book. So this is how we are managing it, and this is done with the form level actions. Under form properties, we can limit the subform row addition. So this is all about the transaction report. Once I click on it, it will get added under my report page. And as the student, if I want to see the library books that I have taken and written, all these data will get reflected in this library books module in the dashboard. And similarly, if I want to return a book, let's say if the same person Sai is going to return the book. So when I click on the student's name itself, it will automatically pop up the number of books that this particular student has. And I can say today is going to return all the 2 books. Once I click on the submit button, this book will get checked out from that particular student's name. So when I click on this particular book transaction, I can get to see a detailed view of the report, like the book's overview, the transaction report, the books availability, the quantity, and the book's details. All these things will be displayed in this particular detail view. This report is called as the combined report. I have added all the related blocks to create a single view of the entire report. For example, let me go to the department detail. So if I just try to choose a department, all the information about the department will get populated over here. Let's say I'm choosing the computer science department. The department name computer science, the courses for each and every semester that we have generated, and who are the faculties that are working for this computer science department, and who are the students that are registered under this computer science department. So the admin can get to see the entire view of this particular department in the single detail view. So this is done with something called as combined reports, displaying all the reported related blocks under a single view. So a detailed documentation on how to create this combined reports will be shared by my co-trainer in the chat. You can refer to that. So this is all about the library management. I hope I have set a clear idea about it. Next comes the event management. So every time when an admin or the in charge adds an event, I need to notify the students about the events that has been added, and then from there the student can register for the event. So for that purpose, whenever admin adds an event, I'm just going to display the event as an announcement to the students dashboard. Let me try to add an event and demonstrate that. Let's say that seminar on HTML. So I'm just going to conduct a seminar on introduction to HTML and CSS. It will be for the 2 days from today till tomorrow. And venue is going to be CSC classroom. And if I want, I can add a menu image as well for the students to easily locate it. And then the organizer name, this is going to be conducted by a company called as XTZ company. And the total seats is 50 and the available seats is 50. So first come first serve. Only 50 students can register. After that, this event will show that the event has been registration has been completed. So once I click on the submit button, this event will get added as the announcement to the students dashboard. Now we can get to see the announcement that has been made. Seminar on HTML, which is going to be held from today. The description about it. If the student wants to register for the event, he can simply click on this register button. It will take him to the registration form where the student can register for that particular event. Seminar on HTML. All the upcoming events list will be displayed over here. And I'm going to register it under my name and my department computer science. And total number of tickets I need is 3. So one is for me and other two is for my friends. So I just have to enter those other participants information as well. So depending upon the number of the tickets, the subform will get automatically popped up for the students to enter their details. These two people are also from the computer science department. So once I click on the submit button, this will be getting added in the event registration form, and also the admin will be getting a notification about the event. So like the student registered for seminar on HTML, 3 students has been registered. So this notifications is called as the notification pan. That is in-app notification. If I want to notify the admin or internal or external users who are using our application, I can make use of this in-app notification to notify them. A detailed documentation on how to create this notification pan will be, how to create notifications in this pan will be shared. You can refer to that as well. And also we have purchased 3 tickets for the seminar on HTML. Now we can see the seat availability has been changed to 47 because 3 tickets has already been purchased. If it becomes 0, the registration will get closed automatically from the backend. And in this event registration report, I can get to see all the registration that are needed for a particular event. So this is all about the event management. Then comes the hostel management. Like I need to first collect the hostel detail, hostel rooms detail, and I need to allocate it to the students. So in the hostel details module, it's not like a hostel will be always available inside my institute itself. It can be anywhere near the institute. So I need to capture the details of that particular hostel. Boys hostel 7. and the location of the hostel will be captured in this particular address, so it'll be easy for the students to track the hostel. And who's going to be the in charge of that hostel will be applied over here. The in charge phone number for the emergency contact. And next comes the interesting thing, the overall capacity of the hostel and the total number of rooms that is available in the hostel. So for now, this hostel is newly created. Obviously, the status will be available. The hostel is not yet occupied. So once I click on the submit button, the hostel details will get added in this module. And next comes the hostel rooms. If you remember, for that particular hostel, we have added 10 rooms. So I need to capture all the rooms information as well and the room capacity as well. So that's the reason we have this rooms form. We can add the rooms image. Let me try to add a rooms image. And the hostel is going to be boys hostel 101, and let's go with 980 is going to be the room number, and the total capacity of this particular room is going to be 10, and it is yet available. So once I click on the submit button, it will get added. So now if you see this room capacity, at the initial it was 10, 3 student has been added to this allocated to this particular room. Now the capacity has been changed to 7. So this is how we are managing the availability of the room as well. Let me try to allocate a student and show you how it works. So the hostel, let's go with the boys hostel block A, room number 101. 7 students are 3 students are already available. Only 7 seats are available for now. So for the student, if you note, all the students who gave the access for the accommodation, who has requested for the accommodation, those details will be looked up over here. So if I go to the students module, the newly added students Sai as requested for the accommodation is a hostler, and the room is not yet allocated to him. So I'm just allocating the room to him. So now if I go and refresh my screen, I can get to see the room status has changed to allocated. So we have allocated the room for that particular student. If I go to the hostel rooms module, I can get to see the student's name Sai Tendral from Aerospace Engineering Department. Now the availability of the capacity of the room has been reduced to 6. And once the capacity becomes 0, the status will become occupied, and I cannot accommodate any other students into that particular room. So this is how we are automating the room allocation in this hostel management module. So this is all about the application that I wanted to showcase you. And also, if you notice that I have used a combination of blue and white color code as my rebranding. So for that purpose, I need to go to the edit mode of my application. Under right top, we can get to see something called as themes. This themes will help us to allocate apply a layout, and also we can select the color codes depending upon the institutes or universities color codes. It will help us to rebrand the application. Also, if I want to add my university's logo into my application, also I can add it from this logo preferences. So this is called as application themes, which helps us to rebrand the application according to our requirement. A detailed documentation on how to use this application theme will be shared. You can refer to that as well. So I think if you have any doubts regarding the application showcase, please post it in the question tab. So I think by this we came to the end. Let's also discuss about some of the extended use cases. We saw an application called as Campus Connect, right, as an core system. Let's imagine the same Campus Connect as just an internal tool. That is, I'm going to use this Campus Connect to for my faculties to use and my admins to use. Like when I for that, I just have to share the internal user access of my application to the faculties. So from that internal access, the faculties can check in and check out. They can apply for the leave. They can manage the student attendance if they are in charge of a class, and they can upload the students' exam reports. They can organize an event, and they can approval for the event organization. So these are the things that we can manage. Imagine the Campus Connect as an internal tool for the faculties. The same Campus Connect as an external tool, that is portal-based application. Let's say the students are going to be available in the institute only for a certain period of time. So after that they'll be leaving the institute for the higher levels. So for that certain period only I need to give access of my application to the students. So I can just simply give portal access to the students. Once the students leave the institute, I can revoke the portal. So from that portal access, the students can get to see their attendance, have a track of their examination reports. If a student is allocated an event to handle, he can get approvals from the faculties. He can manage the entire event handling process over here. He can get to see the live announcements and the book library books due notifications. So I can perform so many. I can help the students with so many things in this portal based application. So this is how we can imagine the Campus Connect as a portal-based application. Similarly, if I want to build the same Campus Connect as an extended Zoho or third-party application, for example, let's say like I have to build a collaboration between the faculties. That is, I need to help the faculties to communicate with each other in a very frequent way. For that, I can integrate my creator with the Zoho Click, and from creator, if I'm posting something, I can just update it in the faculties group as well. So for that purpose, I can make use of Zoho Click. And similarly, if I want to conduct any online sessions, I can generate the session from the creator and I can run the session in Zoho Meeting by integrating them both. And similarly, if I want to, instead of announcing the major announcements in the dashboard itself, I can post it in the Connect post from creator. So I can make use of the Zoho Connect to check the announcement and as a complete forum, discussion forum for the students to discuss among themselves. This is how we can imagine the Campus Connect as an extended Zoho or third party application. So by this we came to the end of the session. Before I summarize the session, I just wanted to showcase you a page called as customer page, where we can get to see all the customers under the education industry who are using Creator as a solution to automate few process in their industry. And also there are so many case studies that are available to gather requirements about what process can be automated in this industry. Not only about the education industry, we have so many industries, customer details and their case studies are available. You can refer to this page as well. A link for this page will be shared in the chat by my co-trainer. Please refer to that. So now let's talk about the summary of today's session. In today's session, there are few pointers that needs to be noted. Like we discussed about something called as combined reports. That is, on a single view, we got to see all the related blocks together. And also we discussed about snippets, HTML snippets to customize the view of my timetable, upcoming holidays, announcements, and everything. Similarly, we also discussed about application themes with which we can rebrand the entire look and feel of the application. And also we discussed about notification pan by how we can get the instant notification within the application. So these are the four major points or features that are used repeatedly in my application to make it work in an enhanced way. So just these are the points to be noted. So by this, we came to the end of the session. We have few upcoming sessions as well. So in the previous one, I was talking about rebranding of application. So we have a session called as Creator Tech Connect series. So this is held at the following Thursday of the Learning Table series every month. So in this Creator Tech Connect series, we usually discuss about all the technical concepts involved in the Zoho Creator. So this month, we will be discussing in detail about rebranding of mobile application, which will be held at May 9th, 4 p.m. You can either register for the session using the QR code or my co-trainer will be sharing the link. You can register it from that as well. And for the next month learning table series, we are going to talk about Creator for manufacturing industry. How we can use Creator to automate few certain processes in the manufacturing industry will be the topic of the next learning table series, which will be held on June 6th, 4 p.m. IST. You can either use the QR code to scan and register. And also this learning table series session is a recurring session. So if you have already registered for today's session, you don't have to register again. Either you can just share this link to your friends or colleagues if you want them to be a part of this webinar. So this is all about the upcoming sessions. You can also use the links in the chat to register for the sessions. And if you have any questions, I'm just leaving the session open for a few minutes. Please post your questions in the question tab. My co-trainers will be happy to answer them. And post the session, if you have any question, please write to training@zohocreated.com. So I'm just keeping myself on mute for a few more minutes for you to ask your questions. And one more interesting thing, my co-trainer will be sharing a poll now. We have already started a click group to notify you about the training events that we are conducting. So if you want to be a part of that click group, please give your answers or the answers in the poll. We will be adding you to the group post the session. Uh, Thank you everyone for joining the session. We will meet again in the next session with the next new industry. So if you have any questions in the meanwhile, please write to training@zohocreator.com. Thank you.